CTV News has learned the Mass Casualty Commission has been asked not to put several senior RCMP officers on the stand, but rather to allow them to testify by videotape. We don't know exactly who, but we do know they are officers involved in making crucial decisions during the April 2020 killing rampage. CTV's Heidi Petrachik is covering in the inquiry and has this story.
It's about public safety.
As the Mass Casualty Commission continues public proceedings, CTV News has learned of maneuvers behind the scenes.
Our clients are incredibly upset over this turn of events.
As police lawyers ask commissioners to permit some senior RCMP officers to testify by videotape.
For which our participation will be limited to offering questions in writing that Commission Counsel may or may not pose to them as far as we can see.
When the inquiry began, lawyer Sandra McCullough was among those who voiced a need for RCMP officers who were in command to give in-person testimony to shed light on why certain decisions were made during Gabriel Wortman's murderous rampage. Now, McCullough says the Commission's lawyers have recommended 2 officers testify on tape and another in a closed room.
And whether or not we would be able to do any sort of follow-up in the way that we have been doing with the witnesses to date is entirely unclear.
In March, the commissioners said top-ranking RCMP officials would testify, but inquiry rules do allow accommodations by request, including allowing evidence by video, directing only Commission counsel may question the witness, or using closed-circuit TV to provide evidence outside the main hearing room.
This is such a central piece of testimony.
Expert observers say the Commission's decision requires a balance between its trauma-informed mandate and fact-finding.
So any accommodations that seem less than exposing them to full cross-examination is likely to be criticized.
So the Commission has no choice really but to accept any application for not having live face-to-face testimony.
After half a dozen frontline RCMP officers have already given testimony, officers who experienced the tragedy on the ground, McCullough says it's crucial senior officers do the same.
We're now in a position where we feel as though that is again being taken away from us.
McCullough and others will now make their cases to the Commission to have the officers on the stand. And Todd, we did reach out to the Commission to talk about this, and including a question as to why Commission Counsel has recommended these accommodations in particular, but we still haven't heard back on that.
And so what about the police union and the federal government, Heidi? Are you hearing anything from either one of them?
Well, I did reach out to them as well, and the federal government, I reached out to the Attorney General's office, and it actually referred me back to Nova Scotia RCMP, which declined to comment, saying it's inappropriate to make comments on the Commission's process. The National Police Federation declined our request for an interview or comment. Todd.
Okay, thanks, Heidi. We know you'll keep an eye on that. That is Heidi Petrachik covering the public inquiry for us, and she is on the back deck tonight for us. Thank you, Heidi.